What if I told you the greatest opportunity in your life, the job that you dream of, the business deal that you want doesn't come from your grades or resume? Of course, these things does matter, but there's something even more important, but it's not taught in school. You won't find it on your certificate, yet it will open doors you will never imagine possible, which is your personal branding. I'm not here to tell you that personal branding will magically fix everything in your life, but I can promise you this, that when personal branding is done with the right intention and with the right purpose, it will help you to stand out from a crowd, connect faster, build trust deeper, and unlock opportunities your peers and others can just grow past. And today, I'm going to share with you my story of how I built my personal brand and how it changed my life. Along the way, I learned 3 powerful lessons that became the turning points of my journey. You see, when I first started creating content in university, I had no followers, no fancy equipment, just with a phone and a voice and a strange belief that maybe one day, I'll be seen. And when I first started to post my first video online, I still remember I recorded it 10 times or even more. In the beginning, no one views, no one likes, no one watch. I started to doubt myself and question myself even more. Is this video cringe? Or does anyone really care? Or should I even repost it? I almost quit more times than I could count. However, deep down inside me, I told myself, my inner voice told me that even if no one is clapping, I have to keep showing up. You see, I wish I could say that I became confident overnight. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case at all. I stayed silent out of fear and perfectionism. Fear, what if my friends judge me? What if my peers saw it? And perfectionism, always waiting for the perfect time, perfect video, perfect moment, and perfect caption, you name it. Because we are all taught that fitting in is safer than standing out. So we shrink ourselves. We scroll, we compare, and we wait and wait. I used to think that I need to feel confident, I need to be perfect first before I showed up. But it was the other way around. I need to act first, do first, show up first before I can become confident or become better. Ultimately, action created growth. We have to take action first. And yet, many people, they just traded temporary embarrassment for permanent mediocrity because they just wait. All they do is just wait. Not this time yet. And here's the truth. Elevation requires separation. If we want to elevate and rise to the next level, we have to be willing to walk a different path, because growth requires shedding the old versions of ourselves, of the past version of ourselves. And to me, I know that I have to let go of perfection, people-pleasing, and the idea of playing small. Soon after, I started to share more online, my values, my story, my knowledge. And because I realized that instead of me just waiting to be discovered, I must first be valuable first in order for people to discover me. And all of you here, if you are entrepreneur, students, professionals, people are already forming an impression towards you. So the question is, are you shaping your own brand or letting others to define you instead? Because we all act consistently with who we believe we are. Basically, our actions align with who we think we are. And for me, I know that I have to shift my limiting labels of I'm not somebody, I don't post this, I'm not an influencer, I don't do this, to someone who asks better questions. So I want to invite all of you here to do the same with me, to come with me to ask yourself these 3 questions. Just gently place your hand onto your heart and ask yourself these 3 questions. Who do I have to be to dream again? Who do I have to be to live the life I truly want? And who do I have to be to produce the result I know I'm capable of? Who do I have to be? Soon after, I shift my fear mindset to a purposeful mindset. And I know I have to be someone who shows up despite my fear, despite of my doubts are loud. And this led me to being invited by a US entrepreneur to be his podcast guest. When I first saw that message, I looked at it. Are you sure? Is this for me? I almost said no to that invitation. But of course, after that, I said yes. And soon after the podcast went live, someone came and messaged me this. Thank you. I love your story. Your message inspires me. And from that moment, I know that I didn't just want to post to inspire. I want to speak to inspire more people. Because personal branding to me is about creating the connection and making an impact. Then I started to say yes to more speaking opportunities, be it emceeing, speaking engagement, volunteering. I started to say yes to bigger stages from 100 plus attendees to 300 plus attendees in a company anniversary dinner. And I realized one thing. I had to stop waiting to be chosen. I have to volunteer myself and say yes first. Say yes even before I feel ready. Because visibility is something you claim and not wait for. Because many of us, we just wait for that opportunity. We just wait for us to be chosen. But that wasn't the case, because if we want to be seen, we have to stand out. We have to volunteer ourselves first. Building a personal brand ultimately didn't just grow my career. More importantly, it grew inside me. I grew. From feeling invisible to started sharing more online, I didn't just gain audience, I gained clarity, confidence, and courage. Whenever I'm with my clients or even I'm standing here, I always remind them and myself that you are not here to influence everyone. Just those who needs your story. Basically, your story have the power to influence people. And so I joined Toastmaster because I wanted to grow myself even further. I wanted to improve my public speaking skill. So I joined this Toastmaster, a public speaking community. And from that moment, I told myself that I had to be a failure first. You need to fail in order to be good. You can't expect yourself to suddenly grow without even failing. I told myself I have to learn and try and fail first, because every master was once a beginner. Soon after practicing of 6 months of keep improving, fortunately, I found many good mentors through there. And I took a bold leap to join this international speech competition by Toastmaster. And to my surprise, I was awarded first place. Thank you. And to be able to stand here today, I'm honored to be able to stand here and speak to all of you. And it's a proof of what personal branding can do. It's about defining your identity, communicating your value, and showing up with purpose. And always remember that visibility over perfection and alignment over attention, because it's just more than the surface likes that you get. So if your heart says go, but fear say wait, let this be your sign. Be your sign not to be perfect, not to fit in, but more importantly, to be seen, to be real, and to start now. Because sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is to simply begin. To start now instead of waiting. At the end of the day, why fit in when we are all born to stand out? When we are all born to have our own unique strengths. And as I mentioned just now, elevation requires separation. What do you need to separate yourself from? Separate yourself from all the excuses? From the past versions of yourself? When we decided to finally separate ourselves from the past versions of who we were, then we can make space for who we are meant to be. Thank you.